peeps, and welcome back to Pharaoh, a new era. We are in the Predynastic period still. We're moving on to the third city. Look, it's only 50 years later, not too bad, and we're actually on the delta there, look. That's kind of cool. The precarious Nile. Average landscape, we need a population of 600 and 10 modest homesteads. So that suggests we might be getting into pottery and clay and all the rest of it. Excellent.
The Thinite nobles still struggle to unite the lands of the Nile under one supreme ruler. To aid them in their cause, it is hoped that you will endeavor to establish a thriving community at Perwadjyt, in the humid delta region of Lower Egypt, thus spreading their influence throughout the length of the sacred river. To support a population larger than that of a village, you must learn to use agriculture. Egyptian farmers have begun to exploit the rich, fertile soil deposited by the annual inundation of the Nile River for growing crops. The Nile can be hazardous, however. Many dangers lurk along its banks and in its waters, such as deadly crocodiles, hippopotamuses, and malaria-carrying mosquitoes.
Whoa. All sorts of new things being introduced. Look how plush and green it is. Floodplains and farming. To feed your people in Perwadjyt, is that how I said it? Perwadjyt? You must build farms directly on the floodplains. Can we see here? Look, it is directly on the floodplain. In order to gain the benefits of its increased fertility. Unlike most working structures, farms on the floodplain do not need direct access to employees, but do need a steady workforce of peasant labourers supplied by work camps. It's the work camps, these here, that need to be close to homes to tend the fields. Build work camps fairly close to floodplain farms, so peasants won't have to walk too far to reach them. Each year, the Nile floods its banks, replenishing the depleted soil on the floodplain with rich, fertile mud. Peasants harvest the annual crop just before the inundation and deliver it to your granaries. Because there is only one harvest per year, make sure your city has enough granaries to store a sufficient amount of food for your growing population. That's always the tricky part. Make sure you've got enough granaries and people to work them. So here we are. Look how beautiful and green this is. Very green map. Oh yeah. Oh, the hippopotamus. Oh, the biggest, baddest, meanest mammal out there. Like this. Let them. They go. So, it's fairly quiet. I'm assuming that as we start to build the city, we will start to hear things again, because I have now turned the music off. So, I guess we'll start somewhere around here. There's things flying around over here too. We'll start somewhere around here. We've got floodplains on both sides then, right? So, as always, let's start with some housing. We're going to build, we got, yeah, I think, there we go. We can now hear it, which is lovely. Absolutely lovely. And you know what? I think, we'll do the same again here. I like to, I don't know, just in case I want more access. Do you know what I mean? So let's get them some water. This is going to take a little bit of getting used to. I have to say, I did used to really like, it used to slide out and you had all the different hieroglyphs and then it slide back in. And while I can see they've taken heavy inspiration from it, I do miss the old, but that's fine. This is still quite nice and slick. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to it, right? Right, so what are we doing? We do need water. Oh, farming and stuff. No, we need water. Here we go, water supplies. So we're going to stick, I think, water at both ends. Right, I think we're going to stick water at both ends. We won't worry about these bits just for the moment. Let's start getting food sorted. So we're going to be harvesting figs by the looks of it. And we do need to get roads onto there. So we need to make sure that we have enough room. Yeah, see, that's just, there we go. So we've got a fig farm. Right, now we've got, do you know what, we'll put a fig farm there. Right. I don't know how much we were going to need, so we're just going to do that for the moment. And we need work camps to provide it with workers. Now, work camps, again, are unpleasant. Oh, the sounds. Oh. They are unpleasant. Oh, God, it's just... I love that we can zoom right in, you know, because back then you could obviously the graphics weren't as high quality as this, but you could see there was lots of detail and just lovely colour everywhere. Everything was so colourful and it was so lovely, as well as just being a great game. So we can see, right, that they are now out in their fig fields producing. We can see how fertile the land is and whatnot. Each for that's 94% because it's closer to where the water comes in, whereas this is closer to the land, so it's not quite as fertile, which means this will produce more crops than this one. That's a thing. It is a thing. Now, we're going to want to make sure that we have granaries, which is it this one? Yes. And we're going to be putting our figs into our granaries. So they're going to come here, we can see. They're ready to come off the fields, and I've done nothing. So this granary is a little bit close, isn't it? But here they come. Now, is it going to be enough? Don't know. It looks like that. Right. They didn't harvest much, did they? And that's probably because they didn't have a lot of time left, so we didn't get much out of that. So malaria is most prevalent close to water and marshlands. The malaria overlay shows which houses are more likely to succumb to this illness. Access to clean water from a water supply and insect repellent provided by a local apothecary both greatly reduce the risk of malaria for any given household. Like most buildings, the apothecary only functions when its road has access to labour. So I guess we're going to be doing this next then. So I've got to, it's services, isn't it? This is it. Apothecary. So we're going to put one here. We're going to put one there. Right. And what's our, I've got 56, so that's good. That is good. Now, we are going to want to prevent fire. We'll go with just one of those, I think, and also an architect's post, right? We're also going to need religious. So who have we got here? What Osiris is the god that we have here. I seem to remember us being able to, as I say, learn about the god. They used to tell us things about these gods, and now it doesn't seem to be doing that, and I'm a little bit sad about that. You used to be able to click on a thing and it would tell you about, Osiris brings fertility to the land and makes the crops grow. Appease him or prepare to go hungry. There we go. Right. So clicking on the temple, which now looks absolutely stunning. So if we don't worship him, we won't get very good floodplains, right? It's terrible. So we don't have many figs to feed our population. Bit of a concern. But our fields are ready to start growing crops on again. So here they are. We've got new little animated characters. They're lovely. And they're exactly the same as they were on the old game. It's just that they're really crisp and clean now. Really crisp and clean now. It's great. So we can see, look, the little fig plants growing. Oh, they're growing. It's great. The farmland is not irrigated. That is a thing that we can do later, and we'll see each of the plants grow, so you'll get an idea of how well a farm's doing visually. And this is one of the great things about this game. You can tell so much just by quickly glancing over it. When you've got a huge city, that's very important. It's very easy to read the game and what's going on with it. So we'll see towards the end of the farming season there'll be a lot more completed fig trees here than there will here. This won't have so many. It'll look not quite as green as plush as this one. So we need a bazaar. clearly. Who we might just stick here. Sort of quite centrally, I suppose. Like this. And what figs there are, which is not many, she'll bring back here. It won't go very far. It won't go very far at all, unfortunately. Still. Now, so, with religion, we could do with having some festivals. Preparing for festivals, right? If we want good irrigation, festivals are going to be important. Where's the best place? I was thinking maybe what we might do actually, get rid of this. And I wonder if I think that workhouse is actually going to prevent me from getting it in. I think I've done it all just a little bit. Yeah, that workhouse is in a bad place. Do you know what we might do? Is move this workhouse. Let's put a workhouse here. Put that road there. Destroy you. Right. Okay. And now we can get in. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then we can hold a festival for Osiris. We're going to go lavish. Order a festival. Beautiful. Because we want the season. Can you see? He's got a whole fig tree more than this one over here. Because he is 94% fertile. He's 62% fertile. Yeah, it's a thing. Oh, look. We've started to get some rough cottages. Whereas these guys over here just are in a really terrible state. I was about to say, we need to deal with the health problem. We now have malaria happening over here. So, which one would it be? Services? I thought we built apothecaries. We did build apothecaries. That's interesting. So even with all these apothecaries, it's still not enough. We've got 2 apothecaries. Okay, let's get some physicians in, shall we? Let's get a physician in. Let's put a physician there and a physician here. Let's get some road access in. Wow, okay. This is not good. So did they all die? It could be as well, right? It's because they've got no food. It took me too long to get this going. Ugh. New people will start to move in though. You'll see. Oh, see this as well. This can't go on. So we need to deal with that. We don't want that happening. So we need new people to move in. Because I think it's just taken me too long to get the food in. Right, so we can see, we're going to pause this. We can see that they're all going to be able to fit their goods in here. But this guy...
I'm not taking these supplies any further until someone's available to unload them.
Right, but we now don't have the workers because they've all started dying. So building another granary, you see the knock-on problems. This is the problem, right, with continually talking. So first of all, I'm going to move this. We're going to get in a road. Right. Okay. Now, I don't think we've got the workers for it. Frankly. Don't think we've got the workers for it. Oh, we got some workers. There we go. Great. Now, if we could get the food. Oh, look, there's a priest.
Festivals warm Osiris's heart.
Yay. There we go. So we've now got our figs. Oh, you can actually tell they're figs now. In the original game, there was just sort of just purple mush, but now I can actually see individual figs. Ah, lots of figs. Now everybody can finally have food and water. I think this may have had a big impact on our health. And we can see, look, the floodplains have flooded. You know, Osiris, I guess, is pretty appeased, which is wonderful. There was a way of telling, wasn't there? What way was that again? Don't know. There was a way of telling. Maybe it's in these overseer things, which is... But was this here before? I don't know. Osiris. Oh, okay. Well, that looks positive all the same. Doesn't it? That does. Health overlay. I don't know what that means. Is that good? I don't know. Is that good? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, well, that was an overlay. Okay, overseers for temples. Do we know? Are you happy? Is this... Oh, apathetic. Doesn't give a toss. Okay. Doesn't care. Oh, you know, these screens were in the original and I've just forgotten about them. Physicians coverage is perfect on those. That's great. You know, that's important. We haven't got to that yet. Oh, look at all this. People are immigrating to the city. People are pleased with you. The city has an unemployment rate of 6%. That's okay. Supplies for 24 months. So that lets us know that we've got quite a lot of food coming in for the population. But we've had a smaller population, haven't we, recently? Oh, look. Here we go. It's still 62%. A little bit of a shame.
Malaria doesn't seem to be a problem here.
Thank goodness for that. That's because I think we got the food situation sorted.
Sitting idly by waiting for jobs is bad for people's health.
This is true. This is true. Right. It's at 19% because everybody's flocking back into the city. Everybody is flocking back into the city. I think we'll build some entertainment. I'd like a juggling school, please. Boom. Let's get past for it. Right, now we can fit in a juggling booth here. Hooray. They love it. Oh, industry. Okay, now that you've given your people basic food and water, you can enhance their lifestyle with other goods, such as pottery. Build a clay pit close to water and a potter nearby. Make sure these have access to labour as usual, and before long a cart will deliver clay to the potter, who will create pottery for your city. Build a storage yard to store the final products as well as any excess clay the potter does not need. So 3 clay pits can usually supply enough clay for 4 potters. Workers for the bazaar will collect the pottery from the storage yard and distribute it, just as they do food. Industries like pottery also provide your city's inhabitants with much needed jobs. Absolutely. And also you can later on with commerce export excess pots and stuff as well, which is always great. So I'm keen to get a juggler's post in here. There we go. There we go. See, look, we got a juggler.
Malaria doesn't seem to be a problem here.
Oh, there he is. There he. Come on. Are they having the festival? Is that what's happening here? Or is it already gone by? It's already gone by.
I love working these festival crowds.
Yeah, I love him.
Everyone's so happy.
I love that guy. Right, okay. We need to do another. I love that guy. Anyway, should we put another one up here? I just love the jugglers. I want all the jugglers, please. So let's get another juggler in here. Love the jugglers. Right, okay. Anyway, that's enough jugglers. So we need to start some industry. Very important, right? Very important. And we do have 37% unemployed. We've got more people moving in as everything is upgrading. It's important to see here that the food, we might want a little more food moving forwards, right? Because we're running out here a little bit and we've got more people coming in. So, this is what Osiris has noticed your city's faithful dedication. The next inundation of the Nile will be better than previously expected. See, this is wonderful. What this means is this might be more than 62% fertile next year because we worshipped our God. And our God recognises our efforts. See what I'm saying? It's great. Do you know what? It's probably better to build it actually from this end back. But there we are. I've done it now, haven't I? I've done it now. Let's Just reduce those rows down. So we've just got a little bit of extra coming in. It won't be great this year on the harvest, but, you know, we're boosting population. And when we bring in pots, these are going to upgrade again, these houses. Which means even more people come in, and you just gotta manage the food situation. So pots, right? Let's have a look. Production. I really like this picture in production. It's great. Let's look at clay pits. So you see, you can't put them here, but you can put them near here. See, where there's water. Makes sense. It does make sense. But as you can imagine, deeply undesirable. Deeply undesirable. So we're going to, I think, pop a couple here. Yeah. And then I think, and then we're going to build a road here. So they're off now, looking for workers to come. And because we've got the farming at this end, I've decided to put clay this end, right? So these workers can work the fields. These workers can look at this production. So next up, we know that when they have pulled their clay, this is so great. It's so great. It's so lovely to see these animations. Oh, Osiris, god of the Nile flood, blesses the city with its sincere devotion. All farms on the floodplain will harvest double what they had expected this season.
I wish there were more jobs in this city. None of the people I entertain can pay me.
Oh, no, I'm working on it. So, another festival. So, because we are also paying wages and stuff. So, we've got our pots. And when the clay comes out, of course, we need a potter. So, it'll only go across the road. We're going to put in, I think it said 4 of these. No, I don't know. Look, we'll build 2 of these. And then we also need a smashing pot sound. Now we can get into our storage yards as well. And we don't want the storage yards to be far. Oh, workforce and unemployment. You always have to make sure that you have more population than job openings. However, not everyone in your city is able to work. You can get a quick glance at your working population and unemployment stats by hovering over the population count on the top panel. More info is also available from your overseers. Try to keep your unemployment below 10%, but make sure you always have enough workers. Pharaoh in New Era simulates an aging population. Now, you can turn that off. So, because I think it's actually upsetting a lot of people on Steam. I've noticed that they are finding that the economics and the population and the workforce and that isn't like it was in the original game. And this is because a New Era has this simulating aging population, which I have kept on. However, if you don't like it and you would like to play closer to the original game, do look at the settings in here, and you can put the settings back on for the original game. But I wanted to give the simulation of aging population a go. And I think a lot of people that are complaining about this particular aspect in Steam haven't looked through the settings and seen that they can to switch it back, right? Oh, look! Is it time for potentially another granary? If you don't get this, thing is, right, is if you don't get him off the field before this floods, you lose everything that he's carrying.
Accept these goods.
Which is a lot of figs.
That's okay. I can use the rest.
And we don't want to lose it. So, and these are getting a bit far away from the population, but we're going to see if we can get away with it. See if we can get away with that. Hopefully we'll get some goods. We need people to be employed in here. It seems like it's gone particularly slow. That's it. That's that one, isn't it? There we go. Get off of there before that starts flooding. There it is. Right. So, now, we do not want to accept figs into here. We can, and it would have helped get that guy off of here much quicker. Right? It's a good way to get him moving. And sometimes I have it so that the storage yards do accept the food just to get them off the fields, and then they can just hang around in the city until the granary opens. Oh, I have been known to do that. But look, we can also accept different amounts. It's been so long. It's been so... This is a really good way of doing it. I like this. It's slightly different set up to how it was done before in terms of graphics, but the options are the same, and it's very simple and easy to see how that's working. That's lovely. And this was something in Foundation that wasn't like this for a long time, and there was a lot of people asking for it. I suspect lots of old Pharaoh, Zeus and Caesar players asking for this feature. So there we are. Oh, rewards pay him worship. It's significantly better than we were expecting. It just gets better and better. So, I think we'll go half and half for now, and we'll just see how that goes, right? We'll just see how that goes. And we can see, look, the pot's building up. We've got 100 pots and 100 clay. And it's a quarter of these squares. So these squares is a whole thing, right? It's 400 pots, right? 400 pots, 400 clay. So a quarter is 100. It's very important visually, and they've done the same thing in Foundation as well, which is lovely. Beautification. Oh, I just love these plazas. Look how colourful they are. I loved all these statues. I was a big fan of the statues and all that, and it was always so colourful. Okay, anyway, great job. You've gotten some industry up and running, and now you can think about making a few improvements to your city. Beautification can be used to make some neighbourhoods more desirable by making the area surrounding them more attractive. Gardens, statues and plazas can help houses to evolve. Several garden plots can be placed next to each other to form larger parks. Their appearance is random. Place plazas on paved roads to enhance their appearance and improve the desirability of nearby land. You can rotate statues, like most buildings, using the R button. If you'd rather choose which garden you place akin to statue, you can switch between the two systems in the options. You never used to be able to do that. You just sort of got whatever statue you got. So we can actually... Oh, we can. Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm so pleased. We could never do that in the original game. Or if we could, I was unaware of it. Oh, that's a really bad one to check with. Yeah, before we used to just sort of get whatever statue we got, if I recall. So this is wonderful. I love this. I remember the bird. Right. And then we've got plazas and gardens. Right, so for the plazas are great, right? Because you can just plop them down. Look at that. Oh. Victory. Victory. I was showing them things. Superb. Your own citizens are beginning to look to you as their caretaker, and neighbouring cities also hail you as a provider in times of need. This is great. Can we just keep governing for a moment? Here we go. Right, look. So we can pop that down. Oh yeah, did this work? Oh, it's still 62%. Oh, Osiris. That's not cool, man. Yeah, so we got our plazas, right? And actually, if we get the overlay on desirability and get our plazas again, maybe we can see... Yeah, the area of effect. Look at this. So we can see... but the only thing is, you can't put them on these kinds of roads. Yeah, I have to go on the tiled road. So we can put one here. You know? We can put one here. We could put one here. You know? And this can help. See how that actually changed this corner plot? Can we turn this off? Actually turn this corner plot into nice tiles, and this is the thing, is that it starts to spread the nicer roads as desirability increases. Oh look, as well we've got modest homesteads because they've got the pots, and you can see they're consuming the pots. You see the pots go down there. So I saw somebody complaining about that as well, saying they don't consume the pots. They are consuming the pots, we just saw it. So it's important to keep the pot production going. The pot production going. There's a sentence. So we got some lovely plazas, and if you have a 4 rows, like 4 roads together type thing, you can make. So, like for example, if we did this, you can put the plazas, right, and it makes a big one. You see. Big one. And then gardens, which also provides desirability. Look, so we can put gardens for our houses. Isn't that lovely? And again, they can make larger gardens as well. I could put like a plaza here. We're just having fun here because it is now done. And look, we've got small statues, medium statues, and large statues. And yeah, so we can, let's have a look at that. That really is large, isn't it? When we get into like docks and things, I like to have large statues by docks and that. But sometimes it is nice to have oh, I remember this one. I used to like this one. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just so happy. Let's all the statues. Now, given wow, I don't know this one. I didn't play the Cleopatra expansion. I'm starting to think there's parts of the Cleopatra expansion. I remember this one. I don't remember this one. But I certainly remember that one. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a cat either side. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, there we go. There it is. We've done something beautiful. We have completed this particular city. We've learnt a lot more. And we shall move on. I think it's onto a whole new era in the next level. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you to all my Patreons for their continued support.